Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. I got a, let's see what year this thing is. This is a 99 Honda Odyssey minivan. I believe she had 301,000 miles on her. She's pretty darn clean. Not a lick of rust on this old girl. She's real clean. She's clean inside and out. But she got a misfire. She's been sitting for a while. The battery goes dead. It goes dead unhooked. So it's a bad battery. Even though it's not that old. Just put in 2 years ago. But when they sit dead, it's just been parked in a garage for a while. And we're going to see if we can get the battery replaced and figure out the misfire on it. I'm not even going to go after the scan tool yet. I'm just going to take this off. We're gonna unplug some coil packs because they're easy to get to do a power balance test and see which one's misfiring. I should have some used coil packs in the cabinet in here for these. We'll try switching out that coil pack and see if it still misfires. It might need plugs too. We're just gonna take a look at it and see. I just want to say prayers for the owner of this van. He's actually in the hospital right now. As of a couple days ago, he was still in a chemically induced coma. He got natural gas poisoning. He had gas leak in his apartment, didn't realize it. I guess his sense of smell isn't real great. And so we're looking to see, how he's going to recover or whatever. And when he recovers, I'll have this van ready to go for him. And I don't know, I might be doing this one pro bono because he obviously can't work while he's in the hospital. And he's obviously going to have some money troubles. But I'm gonna just get it going, and we'll park it back there. It can stay here for a couple weeks or whatever, if it needs to, until they figure out what they're going to do. But even if he can't drive it, or it's going to take him longer to recover, this van's actually probably worth a pretty good amount of money. It's just clean. I mean, it's super clean. It's got good tires. The brakes are good. They're a little noisy because they got some rust on them, but I mean, you wash this thing and wax it and clean it up, you get $3,500 out of it easy. A good running little van like this, it's awesome. It does have a lot of miles on it, but it's a Honda. That's fine. So anyway, let's get to work and troubleshoot this misfire and see what we can do about it. All right, so now we're going to troubleshoot this misfire. This is what's known as a power balance test, and this just happens to be a car. It's really easy to get the coil packs on, so this is an easy way to diagnose it. You might go after this with the scan tool or scope or something else if you didn't have easy access. So we're just going to come down here. Definitely still has the misfire. So we'll just unplug each of these and see if it gets worse. Hear that one change? Yep, so that's not the one. That one changed, that's not the one. That one changed, so that's not the one. So the front three are all hitting. So now we'll go back here to this one. Oh, there's no change. No change at all. That one changes. And that one changed. Well, we'll have a big change there. Okay, put that one back in. So we got this one right here. This is where our misfire is. So I'll get a Torx bit and we'll take that coil pack out and try swapping it real quick. I should have some new ones in here in the cabinet, or some used good ones. I believe from a long time ago I was working on one of these. Yeah, there's another one. So So I got a couple of these are known good ones from the junkyard. So we'll try swapping that out and see what we can do. All right, so I have changed out this coil pack back here. I didn't put any bolt back in it just yet. I just kind of stuck it down on there. The bolt's over here. It takes one of these. I use a Torx bit, but it's actually a hex of some kind. But this T40 hits it perfect. All right, let's start her up and see if she still misses. If she still misses, then we're gonna go check out that plug too. And if she still misses, then we're looking at an injector problem probably. And she still has a misfire. I can hear it. Yep, she's still got misfire. I don't know if it's quite as bad, but it still feels like it's missing to me. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull that plug and take a look. Could be a fuel related misfire. You could throw up a Pico and take a waveform analysis and look at the secondary ignition or the, with a paddle and try to analyze whether it's a rich or a lean misfire or whatever, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go after this old school. So let's pull that plug out. Well, that kind of sucks. This plug, it's definitely got a misfire, but this plug is completely dry. There's no fuel on it. It doesn't even smell like fuel. That tells me we have a bad fuel injector, which means that this intake part has to come off to get to those. Kind of sucks, but at least now we know what we're going after. We're going after a bad fuel injector. So, hey, at least we know. But it's not getting any fuel in that cylinder. Now, it could be that it's got a good injector and that the valve's not opening or something too. We have to keep that in mind, but we're gonna hope that it's just a bad fuel injector. So, I mean, these do have a valve lash adjustment, but usually you'd be hearing some top end noise if you had something bent or broken up there stopping that valve from opening. So, yep, we gotta pull that intake. So here's one of the things you have to watch out for on something like this. A lot of modern cars, when they detect a misfire, they shut off the fuel injector. Now, I don't think that's what's happening. I believe it's getting spark. I don't know if you can see it there, but there's a little spot right there where that spark's been jumping on this guy. You can tell. It's got a nice fresh lean spark. And this plug is worn down, no doubt. But what we're gonna do, just to be sure, I don't think this old of a Honda Odyssey has a fuel injection shut off, but I don't know. I don't work on a lot of Hondas, so what we're gonna do is plug that coil pack in. I got the original coil pack over there. We got the plug. We're gonna hook the plug into it. We're gonna ground it out, and we're gonna see if she sparks when she's running. And that'll also let us hear that it's got compression in that cylinder too, I guess. Because we'll hear it. But we'll start it up and see if she's sparking. And then we'll know we definitely have a fuel delivery problem, which is what I'm 99% sure of. But hey, it never hurts to double check. Fuel injectors for these are like $54 for an aftermarket remanufactured Cardone one. So what I'm going to do is just wait till next week, go down to the junkyard and grab one. Grab one or two, and we'll pull this intake up. We'll put an injector on it. We'll see if we have to replace this gasket or whatever under here or not. And if it comes apart okay and it looks good, we'll put it back on. But if not, we'll put a new one on there. And it looks like I can just take these bolts out, unhook a few things, and kind of pry this up and put a piece of wood under it. I don't have to unhook all that stuff, I don't think. And that should be able to get to that injector, I do believe. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't worked on a whole lot of these Honda Odysseys. The other thing they want me to do is check the timing belt. So I'm going to pull this cover off. There's 4 bolts on it. And we're going to take a look at the timing belt and see what that guy looks like, because it may need a timing belt before too long. We don't know when the last time it was serviced was. And so, you know, a lot of these engines run forever till the timing belt goes, and then psh, valves hit pistons, and it's never pretty. So we're gonna let's see if this thing's got spark. All right, I put a little tape around it to help hold it into the boot because it wanted to pop out. Hooked up my vice grips there, so there should be getting a good enough ground, and we should see this thing sparking when we start it. It's gonna be kind of loud because it's gonna be shooting out compression out that cylinder with no plug in it. We'll see here. It's got compression. She don't seem to have any spark. She don't seem to have any spark at all. So maybe it's not. Maybe it does have fuel injector shut off when it detects a misfire. Huh. How about that? How about that? So maybe we just need to run up and get a spark plug for it. And try it out. I guess I could try it with one of those other coil packs I have too, real quick. That one is firing. Okay, so that plug's firing. The other plug was not. So now I'm going to try the other plug on this coil pack. Or I might just try this plug with the old coil pack. Let's do that and see if it's the plug or the coil pack or both. All right, so that coil pack's definitely bad. We know that this original coil pack is definitely bad. So we're gonna put the plug back in it. We're gonna put the new coil pack on it. And then we're gonna reset the computer. I'm just gonna pull the battery and reset the whole computer. And then we're gonna see if she'll start up and run. Maybe once it's disabled, that injector, it keeps it disabled for a while or something on Hondas. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're just gonna see. All right, I went ahead and folded that coil pack down this time. I pulled the battery, reset it. She's burning like a kitten. So the other thing that I noticed, you notice when I put that back on the first time, it's like, it seems to sound a little better, but it's still missing. This third coil pack over here, I didn't have the plug all the way on. So that one was misfiring too. So I fixed this misfire. I still heard a misfire, and I didn't realize I didn't plug that one back in. So really, I don't think it had anything to do with that. But the way that injector was so dry, this thing must shut off the injector when it detects a misfire. But she runs good now. She just needed a coil pack from the junkyard. I guess it's good that I double checked that, because I was about to tear the intake manifold off, and that would have been unnecessary. So yeah, always double check your diagnosis. Make sure as many ways as you can. It'll keep you from getting into trouble. Most shops, they would have torn that off and then discovered that they had the other one unplugged, and they would have found this problem, and they still would have charged for replacing the injector. I wouldn't have. I would have ate that. That's the difference between me and most shops. So that's why I like to try to double and triple check my diagnosis like I just did, and save me some money. And this will be a nice cheap fix for them. So I'm going to tear this cover off and inspect this timing belt. And other than that, it needs a battery, but it's good to go. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, your frugal prepper.